Good afternoon from Little Havana here in Miami. It's slightly before noon on Saturday, May 21st. I arrived back from Havana about 2 hours ago. Everything was relatively uneventful except for the inexplicable hour delay for whatever reason, leaving Jose Marti International Airport, but everything else was fine. Getting through customs in both countries was pretty easy, and had absolutely no problem getting through with everything that I had. So I'll be certainly will be posting further updates throughout the next few hours and days. But a couple things are really important to note. The first half of the trip was pretty much all Mariela Castro and Senesex's work on the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia, and then after leaving Matanzas, pretty much it was the opportunity to speak with the independent LGBT rights advocates on the island and allow them to tell me what was going on and just what has been happening to them over the last year. Certainly the human rights situation in Cuba is still quite problematic. I saw at least two incidents myself, one of which happened when I was just walking back to my house in Matanzas on Tuesday afternoon, and as I came up to the door to the house where I was staying, I saw several police officers throwing a young man into the back of a police car, throwing his suitcase out of a door, and one of the officers was yelling quite loudly and quite angrily at this person as he was in the back seat on his back, and he was pretty much hovering right over him. It looked like he was about to hit him. So I went back inside my house just to grab something to take a quick drive to the beach, and I came out about 10 minutes later, and everything was back to normal. I have no idea what happened to him. I have no idea what caused the police to act the way they did, but it certainly was quite scary in some ways that this was happening in broad daylight, and I just happened to come across it as I was walking back to my house, and there were several other people just kind of sheepishly looking out of their doors to see what was going on. So that was one example, and then there were state security folks from what Nelson Gandulla, the head of the Cuban LGBT Foundation for Human Rights, told me when I arrived at his house in Cienfuegos. There were agents in the area. So those two examples specifically were reminders that yes, human rights are certainly a continuing concern on the island, and things are not where they should be. So, but with all of that said, was just really thankful for the chance to go back to Cuba to see my contacts about whom I care very deeply, and to have a chance just to see how things have changed and how they have not changed in the last year since I was there, and just to get a sense of how the LGBT rights movement, both from the independent LGBT rights advocates and from Mariela Castro and her supporters, how that continues to evolve. So I will be posting further updates, as I said, throughout the next few days, and be posting some more pictures on Facebook later today. So this is checking out from Calle Ocho here in Little Havana.